What's going on YouTube? This is Fish Freak Phil, bringing you an update on the innovative marine Nuvo 40. Doesn't it look beautiful? What happened to all the algae? Saw that last video, right? Water changes was the biggest thing I did on this. Screw the 10% or whatever percent. I thought about it and I went 15 gallons on a 40-gallon tank. After that video, I changed 15. I did a water change, 15 gallons of water. Manually scrubbed out a lot of stuff. A lot of the stuff that was in the gravel, I tried to remove as much as I can. I didn't want to pull out because a lot of it is attached to the gravel itself. I didn't want to lose a lot of my gravel, so I actually just buried it in the sand, if you will. Probably not a good idea. It worked in some areas, not all of it, but in the front here, I pulled out a lot of the algae that was in there, but it grew back. So you have to manually, the stuff that was on the rocks, I did my best to scrub it out with a toothbrush. I have this baby bottle cleaner I got from Walmart. It's like a 3-in-1, and it comes with a big brush and 2 smaller brushes that go in that kind of come inside of it. I use those to really get in between the small cracks around, especially around the corals up there at the top, and really get in there. Now there's still some areas that are still left that still have some algae. I put my lepto up here, but if you look at the base of it, there's still some algae there. If I move that out of there, it's loosely hanging on. You remember the back wall looked like a grizzly bear's back, right? Look at it now. Looks great. Yeah, it looks great. Like I did sugar dose for about a week and a half or so, and then I just stopped. I was dosing about I think it was 1/4 a teaspoon of sugar, and I was doing this every other day at first, and then I upped it midweek to part of the time to every day, and then I dialed back down to every other day. It really is a really short period of time, and then I stopped. I wanted something a little bit more controllable. I thought water changes was the best way to go about it. Although I'm pretty sure the sugar dosing helped as well. If you don't know what sugar dosing is, it's basically a way of carbon dosing, adding carbon to your tank so that bacteria will feed. There's plenty of videos out there. I don't want to get into that, but just trust me. Just Google it or YouTube. Look it up on YouTube. It's been explained, over explained, and just if you don't already know about it. I obviously have a skimmer, so I can do that. I've done it in the past in previous tanks, but I didn't want to do that. I'm trying to keep things more simple. I'm not going to be doing any carbon dosing on any of my tanks. I will be starting 2-part dosing with EVC B Ionics. I've done that before using my Jabo auto doser. I had that set up on my previous tank setup. I will be dosing in here 2-part as well, using that. The corals look dope. Only one coral is hurting, and that is the newest, well, not the newest, but one of the newer frags that I got. The tricolor velita, something it's called like that, or purple bonsai. Yeah, it was covered. I tried my best to scrape much stuff away from because it was basically engulfed. And every time I scraped some off, a few days later, it kind of grew back. It was getting beat up. It's not 100% gone. Get out of there. You can see one, still a little bit left in there. I'm hoping that it will bounce back. So I've had corals do that before. I don't want to give up on it. I don't think it'd be fair to give up on it, but we'll see what happens, right? But everything else is looking magnificent. Look at that. Oh man, love these. Oof. The only thing I gotta say is I did my last water change yesterday. There was some bubble algae growing up right underneath those clove polyps there. I added another frag of clove polyps that I got. More orange in colors. I love them. Both are growing quite well now, so I think they like their spot, which is great. Everything is looking good. Look at the polyp extension on these corals I'm getting right now. Look at that. The red planet or a green planet, or more like, really. Everything is looking dope. These Fruit Loops, man. Whew. I love me them Fruit Loops. And my Rastas, of course. Remember the algae that was all back here? Look at it now. Honestly, I don't even say a week's time, because it's been dying back so exponentially fast. I want to say this past week, I still had some algae on the back glass. There's a big patch. I tried scraping it and it would just come back. You try scraping it, it'd come back. I think because it was so far up on a tank and a light. And about 4 days ago, it just gradually just started dying off really quickly, and you could see it like within like every day I look and it'd be like half the size it was, until it finally all disappeared. All the algae that was on the returns, there's still a little bit left there, but if you could have seen, if you go back in the video and look at the shots of the tank, just of it everywhere, there's still some on my pumps. Like it's crazy. It's crazy how quickly it's gone. The other update I have for you guys is fish wise. My yellow chorus wrasse unfortunately jumped out of the tank. And I replaced it with a male McCosker flasher wrasse. Hopefully my female McCosker wrasse, and yes, it is a female McCosker. Hoping everybody gets along. Yeah. Throw on some Barry White, some Marvin Gaye. Yeah, not likely to have some babies in here, but how cool would that be, right? I'm not really looking to do that. I'm sure maybe some people will one day be successful, if they haven't already been successful with wrasses, in terms of getting them in the tank. Oh wow, look at that. This guy is beautiful. But going back to my yellow chorus wrasse, it jumped through the top of the mesh. Innovative Marine, I think you guys need to rethink the size of the mesh that you put up here, especially with this size tank, understanding that you have nanofish in here, most likely, that this is like, you almost, it's a little bit, it's better than being topless, but in some cases, these fish are like two occasions I had fish jump straight through. A couple months ago, back in August, I was away on vacation and someone was feeding the tank, and the female chorus wrasse got a little excited and decided to jump out straight through the mesh. Luckily, the person was there while this is happening, put her back in, and she's like, okay. Unfortunately, the yellow chorus wrasse, for whatever reason, decided to follow suit. So I went to bulk resupply, and I got the 1/4 inch mesh top, and I'm going to replace this top here. This is about 3/8 inch wide. I know bulk resupply has 1/4, and I believe they have 1/8, which I think is that's a little tiny. I think maybe too tiny. Maybe not. I don't know. I just thought the bigger, I didn't mind at first with this, but I always had reservations looking at the size, and for good reason. So that will be replaced. But yeah, everything is looking dope. Everything's going well. Let's see here. So my refugium is doing okay, I guess. Not the results. It's working, I guess. Algae's growing back there. I'm not using the filter sock in here anymore. I'm just basically throwing filter floss in the back there. For the price of the filter socks, the annoyance of washing them out, I just find it easier just taking a bunch of filter floss, dumping it in there, and taking off. And I don't take all of it out. I basically rip off the top of it, the top of the chunk of filter floss, and leave it there. And it seems to be working fine. I don't know. That's how I'm trying to see what happens. I'm gonna try it this way. Me myself personally, I've never been good about cleaning out filter socks. I just that's not been me. So that being said, it almost doesn't make sense to, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but it just, I know you got some people are every few days they have enough filter socks to go through. They have the patience to kind of flip those in and out. Yeah, that's not me. The socks that I do have, they're both dirty. So I was like, something, I got really lazy. I'm like, I'm not sitting trying, like, I don't want to pay another whatever it is to buy more filter socks. None of them are clean, so I just dumped the filter floss I had in there. It's working fine, so that's what it is for now. I might change my mind and go back to the socks. Who knows? We'll see. Right now, I'm just letting things kind of go as they are, and everything is looking dope. Check it out. Blue Hornets, man. Whew. Love those bad boys. Here's something that's kind of interesting as well. Notice the cleanup crew that's out? Snails are out. They're kind of on the glass. Just crabs are out. I honestly think the chorus wrasse was harassing the crabs and the cleanup crew. I think, well, I understand that they're kind of prone to doing that, but I've never actually saw the chorus wrasse actually go after anything. But I kind of find it really interesting that literally about a week after the chorus wrasse is gone, that all of a sudden all this activity picks up in this tank, and it's literally been a week. Like like it's just it's I find it very interesting. So I don't know. Who knows? It could be any number of things, but yeah, look, check it out. Anyway, hope you like the update. If you have any questions, definitely hit me up in the comments. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. I got another video I want to show you guys my frag tank. It's a 20-gallon long frag tank. I have a hang-on back refugium I'm messing with. I want you guys to check that video out. Also, stay tuned for my video for my my Cobalt Aquatic CV40. Yeah, there's some discussion we got to have about that tank. Yeah, stay tuned. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Leave the comments. Um, yeah, I hope you guys like the video. Yeah, that's all. That's the update for this time around. Anyway, do your research, try things out, and see what happens. Later, y'all.